Hey everybody, welcome back to the LuckyDog podcast. This is your host, Elias. You can probably hear right now that I don't sound normal. I am actually on the road, but I was just like, holy shit, you know what? I've looked at my podcast numbers and it doesn't matter exactly if the quality is high or low. It's about the content. It's about the quality. It's about what we're talking about. So maybe we'll just do a quick 5-minute podcast just about Korra Season 3, Episode 1. I just gotta say, I fucking love this show. Season 2 was not quite as strong as Season 1 for me personally, dealing with the spirit world, and it was not as strong as Season 1 with the Republic City world building. But I gotta say, returning back to Republic City, returning back to Korra, returning back to the entire world, it's only been a couple days since I've finished Season 2. It's got this level of scope that I just can't quite nail on the head what it means to me, but I just love it. I love how big the world is. I love these characters. I love how we're instantly shot right back into Season 3, dealing with the repercussions of Season 2. And with a lot of kids' television shows, if I remember correctly, there's nothing this catastrophic in a lot of quote-unquote animation of this style and form and narrative story-based storytelling. But yeah, all I gotta say is Season 3, my goodness, looks like $1,000,000. Like, it's gotta be over 5-6 years since it's been produced. And the look of it just looks like amazing. I mean, it feels like I'm watching essentially a movie and bringing back all of our favorite characters and the idea of the two worlds converging, of the harmonic convergence, the stars, or sorry, not the stars, the planets aligning, which meant that the spirit world could open up or something like that. And basically, at the end of Season 2, the spirit world and the Avatar regular world collided, and now Season 3 is dealing with all the repercussions of that. There's these crazy vines and spirits living all over the place, and of Republic City. And so we're going to go a little bit more in detail about this episode specifically. Not terribly as much as we usually do, but I just got to say, this is a fucking phenomenal show. There's so many fucking noises going on and off, so I'll try to master this episode so we can get rid of all the whatever noises that are going on. I think you're probably hearing the fridge right now. I'll try to get away from it so it's not too loud. But what I gotta say is the beginning of this episode, the beginning of this season, just starts off with such a banger. I just love the look, the feel, the style, the narrative storytelling that is going along with continuing the story. It's not erasing things that have happened in the last few seasons. It's continuing the saga of the last Avatar. So, I mean, if you continue everything that's going on, I mean, this would be almost, if they didn't rename it Legend of Korra and just kept this The Legend of Avatar, this would be, what would this be? Like the 6th season or something like that, if they just kept on going, because I think last Avatar had 3 seasons plus 2 more of Korra, plus this one's going to be, this would be the 6th season of Avatar and the last Avatar, the Last Airbender, and The Legend of Korra. Total is 6 seasons. So they've had a lot of time to perfect some of these world building, airbending element, the techniques, all of the different styles, the antagonists. There's a lot of things that they've really been able to nail on the head. And I think this last episode, when coming down to the antagonists and stuff like that, holy shit, this last guy that comes out of nowhere, I don't know what the fuck this guy is. His name's like Leechnich or something like that. I need to maybe look this up real quick. Oh God, I forgot my the Wi-Fi in here is really ass, so I'm not gonna be able to look this up. The only thing I have access to is my voice memos and stuff like that. I'm telling you, the Wi-Fi, the cellular, they ain't got none of it around here. So Yeah, I'm really out in the woods, basically. I'm just absorbing the Legend of Korra. So, yeah, all in all, I will say this new antagonist, the Leechness guy, I was like, wow, this guy is clearly got some stylistic flair. He's got some. I'm trying to figure out what his motivation is. He wants to end the White Lotus. It's like all of the most important benders come together, I guess, that Iroh had started back in the day, I believe. Um, so, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I know there's so much of this lore that I'm not exactly sure about, but there's this thing about the spirit world coming to life and giving people airbending abilities of some sort. Like, what is going on with that? Like, I thought originally it was going to be just Uncle Boomy, who he's slowly become one of my more favorite characters. It was very clear in season 2 that people were looking for more airbenders and stuff like that, and when they didn't meet new airbenders, they weren't exactly excited. And when Boomy and uh, Kaya, I believe, weren't. When they were shown to not be airbenders, people were like, "Oh, that sucks." But now it seems that the spirit world is bringing the element of airbending back to good and bad people, to just random people, I guess. I'm not really sure what exactly the deal is. Um, so, yeah, and like this one guy that Avatar Korra saves, I completely based on his name too. All these names, I think his name's Dalk or Dahl. I don't remember. This guy that apparently he's airbending a shop with his brother or something like that on accident, and Mako is trying to track him down. Eventually, Korra has to go save him off of a bridge. Was anyone getting like serious Spider-Man 2 vibes from this episode? I was getting so much like Avatar Korra saving people from buildings, just like what's his face, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2 was, and it, instead of a fire happening, it was like the vines tearing the building down. It felt very much in the realm of like a superhero. I was like, this is a badass episode, and I could clearly see where they use some of the CGI pretty handily, with like the building falling and whatnot. Of course, we got these interesting spirit designs. I kind of forgot to mention last season about that episode of Korra being a young child and kind of relearning about the spirit world with Iroh. I did really enjoy that episode. There wasn't too much to say about it because it was very, I wouldn't say heavy-handed, but it was them teaching. It was her learning to be more of a spiritual avatar essentially, and so essentially what came down to it was she could control what the spirits felt like. So if she was upset, then the spirits would become upset, and so there was this big correlation between correlation between the spirits and how she affected their emotions and stuff like that. So yeah, without going into too much more detail, I know that this doesn't sound 100% as good because I don't have the fancy mic set up and whatnot, but I hope this was at least a little bit more beneficial to talk about the Korra Season 3, Episode 1 premiere. I just really love this show, and I'm already sad for when it's going to be over around season, was it Season 4, I believe? But, the series is just, it's so lively and rich, and it has these family dynamics that really work with Tenzin, of course, with all of his kids and his family. I love the dynamic. I mean, I feel like we're watching characters grow, even though they're animated cartoons, which feels like saying a lot. I don't know exactly what that means, but I just feel like his youngest son. Like I said, I'm terrible with the names. His youngest son already feels like he's getting older as we're watching it, and he's starting to kind of turn into much more of a younger version of Aang. and having those scenes with the family, meditating, I guess, and looking out on the sea. There's just beautiful cinematography. There's just really rich values, and it makes me feel good, to be honest. I'll be honest. I just lost my dad over the last month and a half, I believe. It was in September, and it's not having that father figure kind of reinforce that stuff is just like it feels nice to hear it, even if it's coming from a animated cartoon. So yeah, not to bring everyone down, I just want to say that this show means a lot to me. And yeah, if you aren't watching it and for some reason you're listening to the podcast, you're like, oh shit, yeah, definitely check it out. It's absolutely 110% worth your time. Even the season 2 that I wasn't terribly crazy about has still been excellent setup for what's come as season 3. So yeah, check season 3 out. Still good. It looks like it's kicking off with a bang, and I am absolutely ready for the season 3 Korra goodness. Thank you for listening, watching LuckyDog Podcast. Let me know how I can improve. Obviously, next time I'll have it on a better mic. I'm recording on an iPad right now, so that's why I'm keeping it short and sweet. Thank you for listening, watching LuckyDog Podcast. Let me know how I can improve. Questions, comments, concerns, LuckyDog Podcast, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, PayPal.me/the LuckyDog Podcast for all donations. Thank you for listening, and Appa, yip yip.